Well, we made it.
What are we doing again?
I don't fucking know. But there's some cool stuff in here.
That's pretty.
See a small Captain America. It's almost taller than Dennis.
Oh boy.
Alright? This is good stuff. I'm excited. It's nice not to know what you're doing. But it's going to be great, because it always is.
How you doing over there,
Do you have a stage name, Cassie? What's your stage name again? I have a stripper name. It's Rosario.
Is it really?
Yeah. He hasn't been around in a while.
Man, I hope we're already rolling. Yeah, there you go. We're going to start it there.
Yeah.
We good? Oh, man, look at that. We're already going.
All right. It's meant to be.
So, Troy Ganter and special guest Cassie Ganter. Welcome to Connected by Water, man.
Thrilled to be here.
Been a long time coming,
Right?
making this whole thing. We've been talking about it forever, so we're so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
I have to ask the only scripted question of this whole thing. How are we connected by water?
Wow. That was the only scripted question I got, and it's a biggie in many.
You didn't do your homework.
No, in many ways. Here I am. I grew up in the fish business my whole damn life, and I'm a terrible fisherman. I don't have a boat.
That makes two of us.
I get seasick. So connected by water. I went fly fishing for the first time about a month ago and loved it.
Where?
In Rosman. I'm in the Pisgah National Forest.
Oh,
North
that's
Carolina.
right. You guys just went up to North Carolina, right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Nice. I saw those pictures. It looked incredible.
Incredible. Very peaceful. Obviously, I was waist deep in freezing cold water, fishing for 3 kinds of trout. But just me, my son, and a guide, and you could hear the waterfalls and water trickling, and very peaceful in and out of the shade.
I'm coming with you next time you do that.
You're invited. But I know we're made of a lot of water. I just started drinking a lot of water. Right, this all counts.
It's good.
Yeah,
no,
right?
it's something my wife yells at me about all the time, that I don't drink enough water.
And it's life changing. I got to tell you, I've always struggled with consistency, but eating healthy and being positive is huge.
Yeah, nice. I'm glad you brought up the other aspects of water too, because I'll let you know we're connected by water, and I paint fish, and like everyone thinks that it's a fishing show, and it's totally not. This podcast, it's really just more of like a community thing.
Yeah.
Like how the aspects of, lovers of ocean, lovers of fishing, lovers of diving, doesn't matter, just lovers of seafood, whatever. It's all connected by water.
Lovers of love.
Lovers of love.
Water.
Yep.
It's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it. How'd you come up with Connected by Water?
We were originally going to name this thing like the Live Well or something like that, which to me was always a little bit like too like fishing oriented. And then I found out there was someone else had a podcast named The Live Well. So that killed that idea. And I was like, all right, well, we can't do that. And I started thinking, I'm like, well, who are we actually going to have on this show? Right? I'm like, it's not just going to be fishermen. It's not just going to be like all my clients. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, you just did a painting with me or a shirt with me or something like that. Like, come on the podcast. So I wanted to really bring on like
a recovering drug addict. I love it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I just wanted to bring on people that, were interesting and revolve their lives around water for the most part, because I wanted to keep it broad in that respect, because I don't want to be like, no, you're not a fisherman, you can't come on the show. Like, screw that, because my life is more broad than that too. So I said, well, I was talking to my wife, Liz, and I'm like, well, everyone coming on this show is connected to me by water.
Somehow, that's brilliant.
And then that's it. She goes, well, why don't you name the show that? I said, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's brilliant. It's just in some way, some form.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then if you really think about it, I can bring on anyone I want.
Yeah.
Show, because we're all connected by water.
We do.
Like from here to China.
I pooped in water.
Yeah. Right?
Right?
There you go.
There's some form of connection.
You said we're made of water.
Yeah.
Rivers and lakes and streams. If someone wants to come to me from, Arizona, we might have a little bit of an issue, but maybe.
Yeah. They need more water.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really happy that you were able to come on today. Like when I saw you walk in the room, I'm like, oh, perfect. Because I think another reason that, or the thing about this show too, is like, I don't want it to be so formal. And, it's more about
Manly.
like pulling back the curtain. It's like the life behind what we do.
Is that why the curtain's there on a dead wall? No, because I was wondering that. But
that's going to be a big surprise in about a half an hour behind that curtain.
Oh, shit. There's another woman?
I don't know. It's John. John makes all the decisions.
All right.
It's whatever he comes up with.
I was so happy that she came. We got up and did yoga this morning, and we've been really making some good choices in life. And I'm happy she made the choice to come here today, and we get to try and do some more things together. But
Yeah.
really nice. It's always better to have a pretty woman, and
Well, you definitely got one. So
I do.
Thank you.
what? So you guys do yoga together? Yeah.
We try. You know, we've known each other for a little over 15 years. Been married for 12.
Half.
Nice.
12 and a half. And we were talking about working out since the day we met, and it never happened until a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah. It's a struggle. Just working out, eating healthy, and I don't want to make this a health show, but that's where I'm at today in my life.
Fine.
Yeah, it's I've been really I struggled. I didn't know I struggled my whole life being an alcoholic and a drug addict, as I kind of popped up before.
Mm-hmm.
And I overcame that, and then still have all these struggles, and I think we all do.
Sure.
And then I really kind of tapped in and had the awareness that, look, I overcame that, and I still work on it. It's a day-to-day thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I can really try to put some more effort into eating healthy. And I try to encourage that now and do it, because it's so important. You're a better person. You have better energy. You affect others in a better way. Our relationship has been healthier, relationship with my kids, my staff at work. And I didn't want to hear it before when I'm eating pasta and snacking on popcorn and
That's
candy.
the mode I'm in now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm
No,
hungry.
but when you get over that mode and you get into it, it's like, oh my God. Like, I think she went to the movies last night with some carrot sticks, and TJ had those before his Reese's, and it's
It
proof
felt good.
that,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Wow.
it feels good, and it's infectious. So
Sure.
it's not, we kind of learn we all have our story. So it's just because you're at where you're at, it's not a bad thing. Kind of embrace the good and the bad. And
For sure. The journey, the path, the whole thing. Right.
yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
I think a lot of that too is, switching your mindset takes some time, right? It's not like a switch really, but it's
I
really
think
more like
we're
a
all
kind
hard
of
on ourselves is the biggest thing. And then a lot of us are scared to ask for help, whether it comes into fear and a lot of different things, but it's good. We all need help, whether you're depressed, lonely, crazy, anything,
that is true. I mean, no matter who you are,
no matter who
you
you
need help
are.
with
Even
something.
Captain America has the whole team.
That's
Of,
right.
Is it Marvels or is that
The Avengers? Yeah.
Avengers is Marvel or is it
Yep.
United?
And Marvels.
Yeah, I know.
Marvels.
Learning.
It's all good.
Who's the stick guy?
That's Pablo.
Pablo.
Yeah, that's Pablo.
Does he have a facial, or is it just
No,
just
he's
all
just kind of like I don't know.
blank man?
Yeah, I've always had that thing since art school, and I've never used it. But it's just always followed me around. Like every time I move from studio to studio or house
Can I
to
touch
house,
Pablo? It sounds
can.
kind of perverted, but
you can touch him.
Wow.
Yeah, you can hold him, play with him.
hey. There's a video in here.
Yeah, we have video to support that.
This
Nothing
is
went
Pablo,
wrong right
yes, guys. That we can see that.
there.
It could have been Pablo. Could have been a nickname for a body part or something. People could have been freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, in other countries, it's it's funny you bring that up, because when we brought Liz for her party at Papa's.
Yes,
a
thank
couple
you.
Weeks ago. Yeah,
So
thank
sorry
you.
we missed
you kidding
out.
me? No, it's fine. You kidding me? We had a great time. So we went. The after party happened at Packy's,
Of course.
so we could
course.
just like
Always
walk
does.
right down there.
Yeah,
Great.
that's what our staff does. We
convenient.
have a no drinking policy and take your shit to Packy's. So,
Right,
yes.
right. There you go. So there was someone in our party that was from England, and he's like, really, we're going to Packy's? I'm like, yeah, it's just 2 doors down. We're just gonna walk there, no big deal. And he's like, how can they call it that? And I'm like, what?
Oh,
What are you
wow.
talking
It's
about?
like a gay term.
Yeah, or something. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So
Yeah.
he's in England. It's like very, very bad to say.
It
I'm like,
kind of
it is?
sounds analish when you think of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you're in America, pal. It ain't bad, so we're going in. I don't know what to tell you.
Everyone's doing it.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, but I've never heard that either. But so that's kind of like the Pablo might mean something too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up, while I have you here, your social media to me is inspiring,
Oh, wow.
because you're so honest about everything that you've been through, but also positive about everything you're going through at the moment, and you're honest with the difficulties of some of the challenges, like we kind of discussed. One of the cool things is you just posted something yesterday about your yoga workout, and I wanted you to kind of elaborate on some of the things that was discussed. Who was it? So there was that you were doing yoga with
Well, it was Brittany and then Brittany Coates and Brooke Diaz. Yoga
Brooke
joint.
Diaz. Brooke
H
Diaz.
held.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yep.
But yeah, she hit me. It's funny. I'm in yoga trying to release, and I'm an extremist.
Mm-hmm.
I do everything. I'm all in. Right now I'm all into doing good things, so that's good for now. But that's who I am, and I'm sitting there and I'm in yoga, and a lot of these negative things are coming into my mind, and I'm on vacation or doing yoga, and I try and get them out and focus and be present and let it go. So it's good. You honor the stuff, and then almost like meditation. You realize it's there, you let it go, and then Brooke kind of mentioned that how you have to make room and make space for things, and that and it's uncomfortable. And we go through change at home and change at work, and it gets uncomfortable. Making that shift is very difficult. Again, whether it's with your kids and we're trying to control the outcome, which is what I try to do all the time. I didn't realize what a control freak and how dishonest I was until I really peeled back some layers and took a good look at myself. So it's important. And I was glad I was able to relate that to work, because it then inspired me that, hey, I don't really have a great shot at changing everybody at work, but if I change myself and if I kind of put some positive vibes out there and share my experience, maybe somebody will listen or maybe somebody will follow. And I feel like the stronger I get, and it's not selfish, but if you really look at yourself and try to be stronger, like that negative stuff has a way of just kind of sitting on you, almost like your Jello, and it just gets in, and it can really get in and be cancerous. And today we were just talking about, it's funny that you put that out there, and now I almost feel like the negative shit's even scared to come by me. And I'm not bulletproof or anything, but I'm really happy where I'm at today. I learn a lot of good things to try and be present, embrace the good and bad, to be honest. Being honest is, let's talk about it. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, it's really
huge.
Is. For better or for worse, you know what I mean?
It really
has
is.
to happen.
But yes, but I'm living a long life in dishonesty. And again, I said I didn't really realize it. It's a big deal. Now I can be honest with my kids. I can be honest with my employees. And by no means am I perfect, but you get on that kind of progress trip, and it just makes things so much easier.
It's funny you bring that up with the kids, especially because we're going through that right now.
How old are yours?
Where my son just turned 6 and my daughter's 8. So we're coming out of that phase where you always have to try to trick your kids into doing things.
Sorcery. Jesus,
right.
sorcerer.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm not allowed to show the picture.
Yeah. There's a picture.
There is. Our friend Richard from the Lighthouse Point magazine said, "No, you want to be on the cover of a page."
Oh, right.
Did a favor. And the favor ended up being her wearing a Harry Potter cloak,
wizard
holding
outfit. It's terrible.
What is it? A wizard stick? It's got a better name.
Yeah.
Right. Like Harry Potter.
What
do you call that, John?
Me.
What do you call those things?
Those are wands.
Wands.
Yes. Holding a wand.
So simple, it's honest, right?
So, that was okay. But then you flip through, and not only did she get a cover page, but there's a second full page ad in the middle of the mag.
Right.
Love you, Richard. But it's her cross-eyed shrinking at home, I guess, advertising how to shrink your mortgage, which was brilliant.
Right.
But, Cassie wasn't really aware of this. And, I probably would have loved it, but she loves it now, especially like 3 years later, we go into our friend's house.
It's funny now, but
all her friends have it as her profile pic when she calls. And anytime I see a cloak now or a wand, she's wearing it, and we're shrinking anything that's around. It's
I'm pretty good at Photoshop. So
yes,
if you ever need to call in any favors, just let me know.
But yeah, not to interrupt, but yeah, I don't know how did that come up?
Sorcery.
You said
trickery with
tricking
children.
your kids.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's not honest.
So that's not honest. It's completely not honest. And so what we were doing, you're always like, oh, if you this, then this result is going to happen, which is like some far-fetched, thing like, you're going to turn.
You're never going to watch TV again.
Yeah, you're never going to watch TV again, or you keep eating that, you're going to turn into this or whatever, and you're going to turn into a pickle if you keep eating pickles. Like
that's
that
old
kind of
school.
thing.
I have a lot of things I can't even say on the air anymore because my mom would get on me for a lot of stupid things I did.
No, I'm sure. But generation after generation, I think you grow up like that because people just, they just want your kid to listen, right? Trust me, I went through this morning, trying to get the kids out of the house. They got their camp and he doesn't want to go. He wants me to take them to mini golf instead. I'm like, buddy, they're not even open right now, right? And then he doesn't believe me, Right? No, they're open because before you've been tricking me this whole time.
Yeah.
Right? So what we've noticed is that we're just being like brutally honest with the kids now.
Yeah.
And we're just telling them like, no, if you don't poop on the potty, we're going to have to bring you to the hospital because that stuff's going to back up and whatever,
Packies.
Right.
You're going to get packies.
Right. We're going to have to unpack you medically. So, yeah. So, I mean, but it's the truth though. You don't want to, make up these pie in the sky things. And I think that we're noticing that we're getting a better result with our children's behavior, the more honest we are with them. And seemingly they're maturing a little bit better that way too.
It's real. And I think the thing is it's that kind of letting go of control and the fear. Boy, did I learn quickly that everything's fear-based. And I didn't believe it until you learn. You can really break everything down to you're scared of losing this. You're scared of this happening. You're scared of not controlling the outcome.
Oh, that thought's bad with artists. Let me tell you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. Really is. And, there's always like this internal competition. And you're talking about being honest. I'll be honest with that right now. Like everyone's like, this person's a really great artist. And you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't even want to look at it because you're like, oh, is that a
better than
competition for me or is it better than mine or whatever? Like, every artist thinks that. Like, I don't care who you are, what you say, you're an artist, you're going to think that. Right. And it's really kind of a tough struggle of acceptance over time to really acclimate yourself to accept that other artists are good. Art school's a good start because then that's probably like the first time where you get into a situation where you're surrounded by other people who are just as talented as you are. Because up until that point, you were the artist in high school. You were the artist in the 8th grade. You were the artist in the 2nd grade that was always getting the awards and winning the ribbons and all this stuff like that. And all of a sudden you're thrown in the art school, especially when I went to Ringling, which is a very good art school. It's one of the top art schools in the country. And all of a sudden, for the first time, you're surrounded by very talented people. Like
Artist,
a bunch you're a bunch of yous. You know what I mean? And it takes a little bit to kind of acclimate to that. But then as you grow and you become a professional, if you take that path, you start getting a little more acclimated to it and you start understanding, there's other talented people. People have different skill sets. People have different strong points, you know what I mean? And you can kind of reflect that to life as well in general. Like I think he said, we were going to have I got a good friend of mine, Pete Aggerty, who's another fish artist, right? Yeah.
Where's the camera at? Am I over here?
Yeah, you're there. Pete, yeah, that's you. Yeah.
And I love that you're talking about this because he's a great artist.
He's a great artist.
He's a little better than you, but
See, there you go. You should have saved that for the previous bumper. He's no Pete Aggerty. But I love Pete, and he's awesome, right? And we talk about this all the time. And some people are like, "Oh, you're gonna have another fish artist on the show?" I'm like, "Yeah, because the dude's my friend."
Yeah.
So what he does the same thing. Technically, business are in competition, but I've learned over years there's plenty to go around. For everybody, there really is.
Be positive about it. Like we always promote other restaurants, and it's so people question like when Fat Boys opened close to us, everyone was like, "Are you guys upset?" I'm like, "No, it's great. We go there, they come to us. It's
good for the city. It's good for you. You just brought up something. It's like we're at yoga without the yoga mat, or at I compare everything to AA, and I almost refer to it sometimes as acceptance and awareness. But you talked about acceptance, so that's the doorway to being honest. You accept yourself, the situation. You're not so hard on yourself. And then you kind of didn't say it, but you said it, and then you let it go. Right. You got to let it, okay. So you can,
it's relieving.
Yeah, it just happened. I just got the goosebumps. So you let it go, and it's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be coming on the show soon.
It's a daily struggle.
Yeah. He's going to come on the show soon. And I think a lot of people make that mistake in life, whether you're a business owner and creative people in general, I think also are really prone to this, to where they're probably try to hoard all the positive, things to them.
Yeah.
Like the accolades and, you're the best, you're the greatest and everything like that. And I think the mistake that these people make career-wise, professionally, because ultimately you have to make a living doing it. If you're going to choose to make a living doing this.
Yeah.
So you really need to build a business and you need to build your momentum and your marketing momentum around this. A lot of them, the big mistake a lot of guys make is that they start shunning their circle. And what they don't realize is that circle actually makes you all more powerful.
Yeah.
Like to create a movement rather than just create a channel of business for yourself. I think is way more powerful. Like strength in numbers is the way I kind of look at it, right? But not only just powerful to accomplishing or achieving things, but intrinsically and powerful like within inside yourself. And you can grow that way, rather than just letting it can choke you. like you're saying with the negativity.
It can stunt your growth. And that's what and we brought it back to full circle where we started is Brooke Diaz was saying that if you don't allow the space for the discomfort and embrace it, and accept the challenge, you'll probably end up stunting your growth.
Right.
And you're not even thinking of it that way.
And that's great that you just tied that in, because that's how we kind of really got on this topic, because you just made the ultimate point right there. And I think that was probably the best line when I read that, right? The other day. I'm like, well, that was really, really,
it touched me that I had to say something. And I'm not one to post my workouts every day or do something, but I am one. I've had a big challenge in my life, and it's to be of service to others. So if I can, whether it's God related or I don't want to get religious or politics or in my recovery, but I feel like it's been my duty, and I feel like it's something I don't do enough of. And whether it's the basis of Eat, Drink, and Be Local, which is one of my companies and trademarks, that I don't really want anything in return except for the fact to help others. And of course, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie about it because we're being honest here. But in a selfish way, it's going to help me out. But I'm not attaching any money to it now or anything. I'm trying to grow it organically. But I do believe when you do the good things, karma, whatever you call it, it comes back to you. Right. But the motive is to help other people's and get things flowing.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole point of this show.
It is. We're all connected by water, man.
Exactly. We're all connected by water. But this is also a platform to bring,
bring people together,
friends, and and just like-minded people together, and just talk and get it out.
Yeah.
There's really no sponsorship level, to this show. At least not yet.
Yeah.
But we're just really I have no plan for this. I hope that we record our 1,000th episode, one day, or our 10,000th episode one day. I really would love this to go on forever. I'm having a blast doing it.
Yeah.
But this is a way. I'm in the studio all the time, right? It's funny because I paint fish for a living, and ever since I opened the studio, I fish way less, just because I'm a business owner now, and it's just all my time is just sitting here building.
You like
this.
Painting or fishing better?
That's a really tough call.
Kind of need
I can't really
both to survive.
Yeah, it's a very, very yin and yang kind of thing for me. It's whenever I get out fishing, I just can't wait to get back in the studio and paint. Whenever I'm in the studio painting fish, I just can't wait to get out there.
They're both inspiring each other. Almost,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's a really tough one. I don't know. You stumped me there.
That's good.
I can't really pick. And it's just being with my family and being with friends and.
When we were down there in the Jimmy Johnson, we give a shout out to the Jimmy Johnson Fishing Tournament. Todd and Valerie Roy.
Yeah.
Love you guys, Bruce and Greg. You do a great event.
Best billfish tournament on the planet.
Getting a circle of people together. It's amazing. They inspire me every day. I think of them. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I don't know why I'm looking. Is there a camera in this mic? And I keep looking at it. But we were down there and we were talking about doing this. We were talking about Eat, Drink, and Be Local. We were talking about the movements you were making and the partnerships you're making and the visions we're having. But what I really brought out of that, and that was a connection, let's say, between us, was the whole family. You had your family there. I didn't have my kids there because it was our business getaway. But
you were fortunate enough to find.
Yeah, but no, it's not for us. We're rooted by our family. We love our family most of the time, and it's a lot. It's a lot of good, a lot of bad, but it's a lot of everything we need and want. And it was inspiring to see that in you, that you had your kids down there, and
we take them everywhere. We really do.
My kids are dying to go.
Yeah,
about that.
We take our kids everywhere we go. For better or for worse, sometimes we just grab them like kittens and throw them.
We
in the
just
car
got off our trip. We have a place in Rosman, and there's 11 of us, and we did it last year. This year was much better because we're all in a better place. It's amazing. But I don't sit still. So up there, I'm always doing something, and she's nervous that I'm not relaxing, and I'm getting nervous that I got my mom, my dad, my brother, my nephew, my sons, my wife, and this is a smaller 3-bedroom, and there's 11 people in there, so it's a lot. But I was able to embrace it.
Yeah,
I'm aware of everything, and I accept it, and I was like, this is what it's supposed to be.
Didn't you find that there's a comfort in not stopping though? Because I feel that. Because I don't stop moving either. I'm continual, but I feel like anxiety wise, a buddy of mine, a fraternity brother of mine actually posted recently.
What fraternity?
Phi Delta Theta.
Phi Delta Theta.
Yeah.
I was in ATO for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Up at Florida State?
of it for us. I don't even think they exist anymore if they're house fires, and that's a whole nother episode.
No, we went. The fraternity that I was in was the only fraternity on campus. It was Ringling. It was an art school. It was like 700 people. So I'm like, yeah, I'll join the fraternity. So it was cool. We actually started it. The wheels were in motion before I even got there, but we did become a chapter while I was there.
Was there sorority, or did you just?
No, there wasn't.
You just hung out at Packy's. All right, Packy's is getting a shitty reputation. No, we love Packy's.
No, we do.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. You threw me for a loop. So anyway,
one fraternity.
So he told me. So he. Well, no. Well, I'm talking about what he posted about anxiety.
Oh.
Because I think we all at some level get it from time to time, and we all kind of have to deal with it. Maybe others have figured it out better than others about how to.
I didn't know I had it until I was 38.
That's what I mean. I don't think many people even know that they have it.
I made fun of it. I didn't. When you had it, I thought you just needed to get over your stupid shit. But
right. So he says, "What's your coping mechanism? What's your go-to coping mechanism for dealing with your anxiety?" Is what he asked on his Facebook, and I never thought about it before I read that post. Like, man, what is
yours? Is keeping busy.
Yeah, but really my go-to is cleaning. Right?
I know.
So I'm like, why is that? I notice that every time I get stressed out, I just start cleaning.
Are you German?
No.
My dad said it's always a German thing. If you're stressed, go clean the bathroom. It's a shitty place to start, but it'll get you where you need to be. Yeah, you start cleaning stuff and you get a result.
I think physically you move.
Yeah, you move.
Your body's moving.
Flowing.
Right?
You're going to get a result.
You're getting a result.
It ends up clean.
Exactly.
You created a change. You made a shift.
I clean.
Yeah.
I do the dishes. I'll clean the kitchen.
Yeah.
Or I'll just like tidy up the studio or something like that.
You have a sense of satisfaction when you're done and move on.
And that's always worked for me.
Yeah.
Like I never realized it, and I just kind of like naturally did it. But now, after reading it, I'm like so conscious of it. I'm just like, I got to go clean something.
Right.
And then now I do it, and it works like a charm.
Good.
Yeah. Clean or organized. I feel like I'm the same way, and didn't really realize that you brought it up, but that is probably my number one go-to.
I don't stop moving.
Yeah.
I really don't. I stop moving at 10 o'clock at night. Like once the kids are sleeping, like everyone's, and that's when I'll like me time and I'll Hulu or Netflix or something or read something or whatever. But when the second I wake up at 7 a.m. to all day long here running the business, chances are I got something going on after work, or I'm running face first in the kids when they get home and just doing whatever they want to do. It's like nonstop, and I love it.
Yeah.
I do. I embrace, like I said, I'm an extremist before, but I love it. Since I got sober, I had a hard time going to work at a bar.
Yeah, so I wanted to actually ask you about that. Like,
it's difficult. And then it's difficult to be, I don't like to consider a business owner myself a babysitter. I like to consider myself a coach. I want to try and make things better. I want a better team, better teammates. I compare everything to sports because I have an infatuation for sports. So at work, it's like, so how do you create a stronger team when you're not really there? And we're only open at nighttime at the Raw Bar. At Seafood World, I have more of an impact when I'm there during the day. But I'm getting myself stronger and stronger where I can be on a point where I can have a positive influence on everybody at work, even not being there. And then I can get away from the old school mentality where if I'm not here, nothing's going to go the right way. No, nothing might go my way, but I surround myself by better people and, listen and get feedback and get that team environment, like you have your owner, your manager, your head coaches and stuff. And we're creating this kind of synergy there where it's happening. And I tried to get back in there and that anxiety came back in. And I didn't know I had that anxiety and I didn't want to take medication for it. So I had a lot of work to do. I got this little invisible toolbox that I kind of pull out these tools that I got to talk to somebody. For me, I got to call my sponsor. I got to hit my knees and pray, which I don't do as much as I should, or I probably irritate the shit out of her. I don't think any of us pray
as much as we should.
Yeah. Right. Irritate her, not just praying when you need something or asking when you need something, but just trying to be honest about it, realizing you got a problem. But all these tools, the acceptance, the awareness, the asking for help, the surrounding yourself by better people, changing my Amazon password so I stop buying shit. Because I will go extreme with that too. But I set up these boundaries and I put people around me that are better than what I do so I can learn from them and we can grow stronger instead of trying to hoard everything and run the show and do it all on my own and really just stunt your growth and handicap yourself. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Spending money is a bad way to relieve anxiety.
Terrible.
It's fucking fun.
I used to do it.
Double F.
I used to do it myself when I was single.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you would just be like, I'm so stressed out with work. I mean, back I was working in the music
You know how much
business.
an 8-ball cost? I talk about
Shamefully I do.
Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And then you spend you just make bad decisions, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And Amazon doesn't help. Yesterday was Prime Day.
Yeah.
Didn't know about that.
Doesn't help.
Did you spend?
I didn't.
Is it John?
Yeah. John.
Yeah. John, I think I said it before, but
John,
John's like
you had to buy something on Prime Day.
Did you?
I bought.
See?
An Amazon stick.
You
That's
did?
about it.
Amazon
stick.
stick.
You controlled yourself.
Yep.
That's cool.
Did you name your Amazon stick Pablo?
Maybe.
That's a good name for my stick. Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Right?
Amazon stick.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Cassie?
I don't know.
No, I wanted to bring this up before, but my stick name, I think, was back in the day was Hermie, and I never renamed that.
Hermie?
Shout out to
not Rosario?
Sorry. No, Rosario is my stripper name.
There you go.
Yes, which hasn't been, that's a whole other story too. And I'm not a dancer or anything. So I just, I think it came up that when we would go to strip clubs, another bad habit, I would have a name when I was there to tell the girls, like if they were going to give me, Strawberry was going to try to do a lap dance for Rosario. Right. So I don't know if it made me feel better about wasting my money or whatever happened. Are you listening?
I don't know.
Here, so.
There's a bunch of I don't knows going on
right?
there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where all that came from. But
that's good, man. No, but I mean, it's honesty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just laying it all out there. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm telling you,
it's so refreshing.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
you talk about, you said you don't want to talk about God and politics. The only rule I have really on this show is I prefer, you can if you want to, but I prefer not to talk about politics because I can't think of a bigger waste of time in the world than people. When you talk about politics with someone you agree with, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. What are you going to accomplish there? Because you're not convincing anything with anybody. Or if you can talk about politics with someone who doesn't agree with you, you're going to walk away from that with nothing anyway, because you're just going to walk away with that with anger. So to me, it's like
it's tough. I'm inspired to learn more about politics. I think I need to up my game, but I'm not inspired to, I guess, be judgmental and run my mouth about it because it is. It's just, I don't know. And everybody says opinion. That. Like, let's just leave politics and religion out of it, or and religion's a tough thing too because you want to be of service and do things, but it's also.
But I do want to bring it up.
Yeah, you don't
because you brought it up because I mean I'm faithful. So I mean,
to your wife or to John or to
John,
the water
to John specifically to John. Right, I'm gonna start calling him Rosario.
Yes. Yeah, so John looks like my younger, taller, better-looking brother, kind of, right? Would you agree, Cassie?
I would agree.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so we agree on something.
We agree
All right.
on that.
Yes,
there you go.
This is great.
But anyway, God was helpful in getting you past whatever you needed to get past.
In the beginning, I kind of took the credit, and then I gave the credit to my sponsor. And then when I really woke up, I realized that I was only where I was at because of God. And now I can kind of honor that a little bit more. And it's nice that we can be open. We do pray at the dinner table with our kids. We don't go to church as much as we're supposed to, but I know I'm at exactly where I'm at. I know God has a plan for me, and it's relieving because when I was running the show, my life was a hot mess. It was a lot of fun. I got to go back there. Yeah,
no doubt.
And I got to be reminded of all the stuff I did and stay in the middle of things. So I don't go back to certain ways, and I don't like to live in the past, but that must have been God's plan for me too, to get where I'm at today. And brought back to the service, I think I need to be of, and it's not specific to a church, but it is specific to God's plan that I need to be of service, and I need to be strong so I can do that. Because if I'm not where I need to be, I'm of no help to anybody.
Right.
I probably just hurt people like I did before.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion. So
for sure. I mean, I've had my journey of peaks and valleys, with that as well. And, but like you said, though, God's plan. And I mean, it's important. I mean, did you find that like growing up, you went to Gibbons, right?
I went to a Christian school, baptized as a Catholic, and I went to Gibbons, and it really pushed me away from Catholicism. It would be it really did, which is kind of sad. And even today, her family went to like a Baptist church, and it was there, and I got connected back with God in AA to see all the miracles that happen in there, and it was amazing. And for me, that's my church. I call it class. I try to go 5 days a week. I just got kind of shit yesterday for not going 5 days a week, and my program was weak. But
you go where 5 days a week?
to I call it class, but AA meetings.
Wow. Okay.
She's been to them. I think it should be a high school requisite or prerequisite to life. Because you just learn
it's pretty neat.
Yeah, there's a 12-step program, and I don't want to make this an AA commercial, but you learn about life, and there's steps that get you where you need to be a better person. Yeah. To be honest, to be surrounded by people who are crazy just like me. We've all have different stories, but we can all relate to each other. We can ask for help. We can be wide open. We learn none of us are perfect, and everything we learn, we probably do the complete opposite. But, you try to be a better person, and you try not to judge people. You try not to hold resentments. You learn that everything is fear-based. You learn how important it is to surround yourself by other people and be open and all these good things that we're talking about. And then I go to a yoga class and I feel like I'm in my AA class because it's the same thing. And then I come here and we're doing it without the mat. It's like, it's funny, but I feel like that's meant to be because that's where I'm at right now. So that's what's happening to me, whether it's the karma or the energy.
I think also sharing your experience too on a platform is not only therapeutic, but I mean, there's got to be someone out there, listening and hearing this or seeing you, even on social media.
Believe that, yeah.
And going, wow, here's a guy that's got a beautiful family, a beautiful wife, a beautiful business, a beautiful life.
Yeah.
And he had problems.
I still do.
And it's like, man, it's like, but if you were never honest about that and hid them and shielded them and put your mask on, the world would never know.
Yeah, I have to stay strong up here that the problems never go away because the minute my ego comes back and we all got that, I'll be screwed again. So I have to stay in the middle. For me, I have to stay in the middle of my program and touch base with my sponsor and keep in touch with everybody because for me, that's my core. That's what keeps me close to God. That's what keeps me honest. That's what keeps everything that goes around in this 12-step program. That's what I was saying. I wish everybody could do it. I heard the other day that like the AA 12-step program is being researched and used by huge multi-million-dollar corporations because there is no hierarchy. There is no president. You have a business meeting that everybody offers their things, and then things change over time. But it's
a complete round table.
A complete round table, and I think they're 400 million members, something ridiculous. And they're one of the largest organizations in the world, and changing lives, miracles are happening. And it's like almost. I used to think of it as the bum crackhead under the bridge that I don't belong in that group. And now
that's what I mean. It's like, you seemingly, everything's like got your life together and everything's great, but there's going to be like a dude that hears you or sees you or a girl that hears you or sees you and be like, wow.
Yeah, that's happened.
Like, wow, like I can feel better about the fact that I can deal with this now because there's a guy that's actually maybe a level up from me that I thought had it more together than I did. And maybe it's like, maybe that is happening to me. Maybe I do need to face that. Maybe I do need to look in the mirror.
It is. You take the suggestions, you see that other people have been in worse scenarios. And it's like the best thing is when you hold this like dark secret and you get honest about it. And then somebody looks and he's like, oh shit, that happened to me 10 times and this happened to me. And this is what I did. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, so much worse has happened to him. And look at where he is now. And I've seen like people have shown me pictures and where they were and where they're at now. And it doesn't even look like physically doesn't look like the same person. And then to see where they're at and the walks that they're walking. And these people would be, I mean, you talk about struggles. So one thing you learn is somebody's always got it worse.
Yeah.
We did a charity event for a child abuse, the bowling event. It was on Sunday. I took the family out there and it was for Broward Children's Center and, another one, and I toured Broward Children's Center before, and it's just, from kids from gunshots, horse accidents, being born that way, and it makes you very fortunate. But I
think a lot comes from charitable efforts. I mean, as much as you want to say, yeah, I'm giving to give for the benefit of these other people, right? We talked about like doing things for intrinsic value. I mean, you do enrich yourself through that process as well. And I think it's
okay. You
got
to embrace that.
Yeah. I think it's okay.
Doing something good, and you got to be strong here to be strong there.
Yeah. Because I've heard people criticize other people about that before. It's like, oh, you don't really care about those people. I'm not talking about anything I've done. I've heard people say that about this other person that was doing something. Oh, he doesn't really care about those people. He's just doing it to make the business. And I'm like, well, maybe he's doing it for both.
And the first thing when somebody's saying that, they're usually struggling from something with themselves. It's a reflection of the whole mirror concept that when people start throwing judgments and resentments out there, there's some, you need to do one of those.
Yeah, so exactly. Look at yourself. You know? So how do you deal with this over here? Because, I mean, doesn't stop, high energy.
Yeah, I can't. I wanted to answer that, but I got to let go.
You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. It's like controlling and everything like that.
Some time.
Yeah.
No, we've got a good thing now.
Yeah.
Working together is awesome. We get so much done. Yesterday we were both at home. I was on the computer all day. He was on the phone all day. And at 5 o'clock, I'm like, wow, we are such a good team. I'm so happy. Our life changing.
Yeah.
The moves he's made.
That's cool.
Really good.
It wasn't easy in the first year or two. We to look at your lifelong partner and realize we had all this fun together, all this fun, and I thought I was bringing her down a dark place. I started to realize that, but it was bad. And then to have that feeling that is this gonna work out? Like I've changed so much. I'm different. I started judging her. You know, I'm getting my shit together, and I started looking at her, which you realize right away you can't do. And it was a tough couple of years, and I think she had a lot of doubt that it was going to work out. And who is this new guy? And you know, it's just the change. It's uncomfortable,
right?
Yeah,
right.
Who knew to make space for it? It's just you just want to fight it, and it's difficult.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
She still drinks and like to have fun. But you know what? I've enjoyed the fact that I still like to have fun. It's just I party in a different way,
right?
So it's. You know, it's healthier for me.
For sure. I mean, for me personally, I mean, I was kind of really like very, very tired with my party phase, and my wife entered my life, and it was actually with Hurricane Wilma, like this whole thing where we had only, been dating for like a month. And she's like, oh, she was originally from New Jersey. She's like, oh, this big hurricane coming. I'm like, it's not a big hurricane. I'll come over. I'll hang out with you, whatever like that. It ended up being a big hurricane, but you know what I mean? Ramped up to a 3 and nailed us all. And the town was out of power for like a couple of weeks. So, long story short, that turned out that 2 weeks without power turned out to be like the best 2 weeks of our lives. Yeah. 8 months later, I asked her to marry me, and that was really the end of my party phase. Wow. Like, it was like, to me, it was like that. I'm like getting a little emotional talking about it, but
that's awesome.
I mean, I've had my own struggles, and I mean, here I was, a guy that had a great job. I was senior creative director for $1 billion company, and I wasn't happy. I was working in the music business. I was going to whatever free concerts I wanted to all the time, backstage, to see whatever artists I wanted to, and we're doing like a weekly music magazine, the whole thing. And I'm still painting fish on my own, like as a freelancer. And, and I was just like a million miles an hour, work hard, play hard was like my mantra. And,
but not happy.
Not happy. And I got so tired of it. Yeah. And I just got so worn down. And, now I got kids that wear me out and I love it, and like that for me was my path, towards like when she came along, it gave me really another thing to put my energy into, and
that's good. You want to hang on to that, because I almost lost it.
Yeah,
and I gave her the attitude, and because my mind was somewhere else, that the kids are your responsibility when they're younger, and I'll have my role in it later. But it was just kind of the denial or being too selfish that wasn't me, but it was, and I almost lost. I went bankrupt when I was 27. I had so many ups and downs, and but I had almost lost my my wife, my kids, my business again, the Raw Bar. I saw the Raw Bar probably still succeeding, because the Raw Bar is a phenomenon. Still can't explain it. It's the people who make it great, but I saw all that maybe still going.
That place, that's a special place.
It is.
It really is. I mean, Papa's Raw Bar. I mean,
I love it.
I love it
worked all weekend, and I was so happy to be there. It was so great.
Yeah.
Did you hear the new news?
I love it.
What's the new news?
We're going to bedazzle the same magical wand over Seafood World.
Sorcery.
What happened?
We're in the project of rebranding Seafood World, and
I saw you post something up about that. I didn't get to read the whole thing.
We wanted to expand, franchise, do this, so I license everything through EDB Holdings. So I want to trademark Papa Amigos, Papa's Raw Bar. Papa's Raw Bar actually pays me to license that, so maybe we'll license it out. But we finally figured out, we're grounded, where our future is going to come from is we want to grow in Lighthouse Point. We want to get more synergy in our plaza, more synergy in our community, and just infects out and enjoy the ride and grow it organically. But so we're going to dig into Seafood World, and everybody's like, oh, you're going to change Seafood World? It's been there 43 years. No, No, and my dad hated when I did Papa Huey's and didn't like when I put his picture on everything. I think on one hot sauce, he didn't want a joint in his mouth. So he's riding a goat.
How could he not want that?
He's riding a goat.
Come on, live a little.
The goat's smoking a joint. My dad's wearing dreads. So where we're at today is we have Papa's Raw Bar. So what a better idea to put Papa's Fish House next door. So internally, we're starting with that. It's still the same Rasta Hogfish and not home of the Hogfish Seafood World anymore. Nobody knows what Seafood World is. It's a market. I lived here for 30 years. I didn't even know you're a restaurant. Right. So we want to keep the same great food, always getting better, the same great service, always getting better. We want to put Papa's Fish House next to the Raw Bar. So next year, we're going to redo the marketplace and kick it up a notch so we can become a better local market. We want to add some sushi over there, not to compete with the Raw Bar, not to compete with Fat Boys, but we want to bring something to the town that nobody's ever seen before. We want to do small-scale sushi at Seafood World, a.k.a. Papa's Fish House, where we're doing sushi rolls with hogfish and grouper and swordfish and mahi. Some really not unheard of new stuff, but some new stuff to the local community. And then maybe in a 2-year, 3 plan, we want to maybe knock down a wall and open it up to the patio and add a liquor bar in there. So that we want to, there's some positive change going on, but we finally have a plan. We got some direction. We're not obsessing over it. We're allowing it to happen organically, which has been a kind of mantra in our life.
I love it. So the Seafood World name is changing now to Papa's Fish House?
Right now, it's kind of formatted into Seafood World. I just made a post about it, a.k.a. Papa's Fish House. On the inside menu, we got a new menu coming out that it's kind of consolidated. We've been doing a Papa's Gone Local menu every 4 weeks where it's not a special that we're trying to get rid of old fish. We go through about 4,000, 5,000 pounds of fish a week. My brother's picking it up every day. We from being in the wholesale and export business. Yeah, between the two restaurants, the counter, the restaurants, the catering, the online shipping at beststonecrabs.com. So we buy whole fish. We like to see the bloodline when we cut it open. We like to see the eye color. We know what we're getting. And there's no stuff that we need to move because we have so many sources to move it through. But these are like chef locally inspired. We listen to the feedback that we get, whether it's good or bad. You know, we got some growth to do, and then the chefs get to be creative and do some things. And that just started yesterday, and it'll be around for 6 weeks. It's shrimp and grits. At Seafood World, a.k.a. Papa's Fish House. I got to stop saying that. I've never said a.k.a. so much. But shrimp and grits, the shrimp burger. We're putting a shrimp burger back on the map.
That's Vandy's favorite.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
So it's coming up.
She's not here today. She had to be out of town for today. She was so upset she couldn't be here.
It's coming off the menu at the Raw Bar. We're redoing that because there's just been some inconsistency in whether it takes too long to come out or it's not made the same. But Seafood World makes it the best. And now we paired it with a kimchi slaw. It's like an Asian coleslaw, not a mayonnaise base, but kimchi base, which is healthy for you, garnished with a little sriracha on the plate. And
you can't do this and not bring food in with you.
I know, that was another mistake we made. I don't think I've ever gone anywhere without swag or food. Yeah.
That's right. Well, we'll see each other again. You have to come back for sure, but we'll have to put
We're fasting. That's probably
we need to put some eat, drink, and be local stuff on the table too.
Yeah. I know. I thought about it. Doormat.
I got the sticker on my truck, so for now.
Oh, wow. I love it. Baby steps.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hear that.
It's exciting for us, and it's exciting for a 43-year-old business since 1976. Seafood World's been doing big things. And like any other restaurant, we talked about the Raw Bar being a phenomenon, doesn't really have a season, is constantly busy, constantly growing, constantly experience those growth pains, By no means am I rich, and by no means is the staff rich, and by no means are we perfect. But we get bad reviews, and we listen to them, we try and make it better. And every day is the same struggle. We try and grow stronger. And Seafood World, just like 90% of the restaurants, 85% of the restaurants in Florida don't even make it the first fiscal year or two. We have a slow season every summer, so we try and do everything we can. You save when you heyday, and in the off season, you try and make it through. But we want to create that same phenomenon. So Papa's Fish House is our answer. It's got everybody excited. Again, me being in recovery, splashing liquor into something scares me a little bit, but I'm surrounding myself by stronger people, so everybody can grow because this isn't about me. And we're going to do this together. And my dad always had this fear of, if I'm not here, nothing's going to go the way I need it to happen. But to me, I always thought of it as a handicap. And me and my dad have a great relationship. He's my mentor, one of my mentors. He was my best man at my wedding. And to see him change as an old man and kind of have the faith in me that I have today, I can never be happier in my life because I put my parents through misery. But that he's actually changing. And if I let go a long time ago, I'm not going to change him. But to see him actually now change because the environment's changing around him, he's making different choices. You know what? I'm open to this. Let's try this out. And
that's great.
It's really cool.
I'm sure that's very helpful for you. Like not only just,
in the team,
in the process, but just mentally too.
Because not all of us can be on the same page if everything's up here in my dad's head. and he's running, so it has been easier.
That's something I'm struggling with now, is because, we've recently expanded the studio, and it's just kind of relinquishing a lot of the control to my staff, and just saying, here, all right, yeah, you handle that, you handle, the printing, or you I don't even want to be on that. Like, it's very hard for me at first, because
Of course.
I built this business with my own two hands, me and my wife. And
then you let it go and you grab it and tell them how to do it again.
Yeah,
so
that's it. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, before you even do it wrong, this is what you're doing wrong. It's like,
yeah, for sure.
it.
And it's very hard for me to be like, no, not answer every email or deal with every single customer. We had a situation just last week where we had a customer that was a little difficult, but I had to sit them down and say, listen, I know as much as we want to point our fingers at that customer and say that was a difficult customer, and it was, we still got to look within ourselves and be like, what can we do to make even the difficult customer happy?
And what can we learn from this?
Exactly. What do we learn about our process?
Take the customer and take us out of there. What can we learn from the experience?
Yeah.
That just happened.
Yeah.
There is no wrong or right.
Right.
But yeah.
And in a way, a lot of it may have happened a little bit because I let a little bit more control away and let them handle. But I think at the end of the day, it was a good thing.
Right. Sometimes it takes that.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of, I don't want to say failure, but a little bit of challenge to learn.
Yeah, my sponsor did a big thing on failure the other day, and it's huge for growth and to look at it. We've kind of figured out, like, I have a life coach, business coach. Julia is amazing. Started off as a life coach. I brought her into the business, and now we work more with her as kind of our upper management leadership team. But you learn so much that you need help, and she shined a light on that. It's it's important to have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And to talk about it and how big communication is and what gossip can do, and to kind of outline everything. And here, so we have a plan. We have a plan. We have an agenda for a meeting. Growing up as a child, my dad telling me meetings are nothing and nobody listens and you got to do everything yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So now, we have plans. We talk about things. We don't just jump into anything. We're open to feedback. We try and listen. We have an agenda. We have this thing called a parking lot.
What's that? Parking lot?
So it's like when you get too much shit on your plate, which I'm sure you can relate to, and you have an agenda.
Every day.
Yeah, you got to have baby steps. So you put stuff in a parking lot. As you start to run through all the stuff you're supposed to do and you realize this thing's been hanging out.
John, write down parking lot for me, please.
Lot, right.
This is I think this
It's
is going to sound like it's going to be good. Something I need.
It's genius. So you get to all this stuff and then you realize this stuff's been hanging around for a while. Well, it's not a priority. Get it out of your way. Get it out. This is my coach says, get it out. And then when you do all this stuff, the baby steps, then you take something out of the parking lot and you put it in. So the parking lot was great, but you know what happened?
The parking lot never got done.
No, we're moving, we're doing everything we're supposed to. The parking lot, like at the Raw Bar, got full.
Yeah.
There's 20 spaces and I got 50 fucking cars in there. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So then me, in my, my brilliant way, was just, I'm doing too much. Just don't put it in there, get this done and make room for it.
Mm-hmm.
I developed a parking garage.
Nice.
Right? Of course I did. Yes.
Sure.
Because we
put another level.
There's 50 cars and 20 spaces and I can't just put a garage at the Raw Bar, everybody tells me to. So I made a visible parking garage that 200 spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't really put anything in the parking garage. I kind of tamed it down a little bit and realized that for my meetings, I keep everything to one page. I have the agenda on there and then I have the parking lot at the bottom. And if it doesn't fit on that page,
and if we run out of time,
it's not that it's not important, but I need to prioritize this. So it's weird, but I've refocused everything to a page for me.
I had a similar talk with we have a partner now, and he's very.
What's his name again?
Harris Katz.
Harris,
really great guy.
I love him. I got to meet him a couple of times.
Yeah, everyone who meets him loves him. I mean, they can't help but love him. Harris and Corinda, both of them, just super great people. He's such a good businessman that him coming and stepping into our studio is kind of like, I really just truly feel like he's doing it just to help us out. That's what that's at least the way he makes me feel.
Awesome.
Which is great. But he's kind of like, he's like, oh, you're a list guy too, right? When we first started going through our whole process.
You're a what guy?
A list guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, I do the same thing. He goes, but what I do is I write my list at the end of the day. Like, what did I accomplish? And he starts writing things like that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. He goes, yeah, because I need to walk out of there feeling like I did something, So he goes, I'll write one in the beginning and one at the end. What did my list start out as? And then I'll rewrite the list. What did I do?
That's in a Panda planner. That's another little planner you can get where it has your focus points. What are you grateful for?
Yeah.
And I have it. I don't use it, but it definitely, my life is like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't use the list all the time, but I try and have the monthly meetings. And
yeah, well, he also talked to me about that too, about the 1-page thing.
oh,
And
really?
He's like, if
I
it's
thought
not,
I just made that up.
well, he said to me, he's like, well, if it's not fitting on your page, then you got to really ask yourself why. Do you really need to be doing it?
Yeah.
You know, and is that fitting in your plan? Because you need to start focusing more on, you know, the bigger things, and they got all these little details that could eat you up, man.
The little things eat you up.
That's
That's
it.
another
It's not the
thing,
big things.
The little things can sink a ship or start a fire.
Yeah. And they say, you know, someone asked me like, because I just put the bridge project, huge project.
It is
Amazing.
amazing.
Thank you very
Amazing.
much.
We were at
gosh.
Houston. She
Appreciate
got to
that.
take that in.
I appreciate
Amazing.
that. Huge project, right?
How long did that take?
Probably took me about 8 months to do.
A lifetime.
But
Is really in
yeah.
the works. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
right, exactly, a
They
lifetime.
came to you because you're awesome. What an accomplishment.
Well, thanks, man. But someone asked me, like, well, what was the hardest part about working on the project? And I thought about it. I was like, well, not that project. It was all the little things that wasn't getting done while I was working on that project. Working on that project was actually the fun part, the easy part, the part that I loved, the part that I just wanted to do every day. But it was all that little stuff that was creeping in on top of it that was really the stuff that ate me up. Like, I mean, that I just had trouble getting through.
Wow.
You know, and that's it. Maybe that stuff just doesn't need to go on a list. And, you know, I don't know. Change your business plan, change your life model, whatever it is. If that little stuff is just going to be what's stressing you out, then just don't put it there.
Yeah, the awareness. I tried to meditate and I couldn't stick to it, but then I started to meditate again and I still don't do it. But I heard it's like, you know what, you're meditating because like something's coming in and then you let it go. You honor it and you let it go and you don't obsess over it. And I kind of learned, and maybe I'm making up stuff, but to me, I heard that was a form of meditation, that I'm learning not to obsess, and became aware that something was there and then being able to let it go. So in my own form was kind of doing my own thing because I can't read. It's very hard for me to sit still. So meditation was very difficult for me.
Right.
To kind of get up in the morning and sit still and empty my brain for 15 minutes was like,
yeah.
it's crazy. But here I am fasting and eating vegetables and losing weight and doing good. So it's like anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't meditate or even entertain the idea just because I just don't want to go in there, you know, because I like where I'm at right now.
Good.
And I don't want to change it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I don't, because I know sometimes you can do that. People are like, you know, and they get real deep inside and then they come out like thinking they got to live their life a different way. Or, it was like, whoa. It's like, well, I don't really feel the need to change my mindset at the moment. Yeah. That's why I wouldn't do it.
That's
personally. Good. I don't know. You know, it's an interesting thing, though, meditation. Like, I always wonder, I'm like, you know, are people really getting, what are people really getting out of that?
I think, for me, just kind of find space. And for me being so busy minded, it was like, I did it for, I think 30 days in a row. I did a little challenge and it was nice just to kind of calm down and be able to breathe and focus on the breath. And so, like I said, even though I don't do it anymore, I still find a lot of things that are going on in my life. There are little forms of meditation that I'm not overreacting. The pause button. Never had a pause button. Now I have that pause button, and it's mind blowing that did I just not say that? I thought of 5 things and none of them came out. That's 5 pauses.
Right.
Like that's incredible. Like, and it happened. So to me, that's like a funny form of maybe meditation.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
So,
I mean, I know I should start working out, you know, because in high school, I used to be a 4-sport athlete. I used to surf. I used to fish, everything. Right. I would never stop in high school, and even like the years like in the 20s and stuff.
Where'd you go?
I went to Gibbons.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I graduated in 90 something. But
when did you graduate?
92.
Yeah, it was 98. I got kicked out of Gibbons.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I'd like to claim I was the first one to drive on the baseball field, and now like everybody does it. Or I heard that. But
Pettick got to you?
He did. I had to work on that field.
Is your name on the paddle?
No. He said, you know, he never hit me with a paddle. He closed the office doors and, you know, made it sound like it to scare everybody else. Yeah. But he loved me, hated me, loved me again. And then I ended up getting kicked out. I was in with the wrong crowd and doing the wrong things. It's a whole other story. But yeah, I got kicked out.
But that's when we met because he came to Taravella.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Taravella, right around the corner.
Yeah.
You're close by now.
Yeah.
In our Everglades studio.
Well, I'm a Tamarack cracker. I was born in Tamarack, raised in Tamarack. My parents commuted for 35 years. But But Gibbons, lots of memories there. I was an athlete too. I can relate, and that's why everything kind of relates to a sport to me. And I love the team environment and the coaching environment. And you said you need to work out, it was a challenge for me because I went to the doctor, and I thought since I've been sober for 2 years and I got everything going, I should be great. I lost like 10 pounds. Well, since then I got on the scale this morning, I lost 20 more pounds.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, I don't want to advertise this, and I'm not even trying to push it.
Congratulations.
I became a beach body coach.
Really?
Just recently. I'm still trying to figure out what that means, but the big thing
you
is
got your first client right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm serious because I need an excuse. This is what I was getting at. Like,
yeah.
I used to be like so active, and and now I'm like with working so much and the kids and everything like that. I'm like, well, I'm not going to work out because I don't have time. And it's probably the worst excuse to ever make about not working out.
It is, and I'm not here to tell you to be a beach body coach, but it's the only thing that got me to. Because I've been surrounding myself by better people. I got a great coach, first of all, I love the supplements that I take. They're expensive, but with all the probiotics and prebiotics and everything in them, so they're great. I take those. I'm seeing results. It's helped my hunger craving, so it's not about that. And I couldn't even do the 20. I did the 21 day fix and followed the diet and did the portioning, which is everything. I'm against all that. You did?
We did, I did great.
Yeah,
we did great. Yeah, my wife and I did.
Did you do the workouts?
Yeah, we did the workouts and everything.
I couldn't
with
do
Amber
them.
on the video. Yeah, right. Yeah, the whole thing. Autumn.
Yes.
Sorry.
But I couldn't do the workouts, but I found my own workouts, and that's the big thing, though. It's like I'm going F45, I'm doing things. So, but I think it's the coaching and the accountability that got me to where I'm going, and I just did this 3-day refresh. So it's like that's been fun, and I'm not overwhelming with it and going out everywhere, but I'm excited. I'm finally getting results. I'm down, but the doctor told me, I was like, he's had 2 patients since an entire career, and I got a great doctor that had some levels of my cholesterol was so high, my hemoglobin was so high, my blood pressure, my triglycerides or whatever, and I was just shocked. I'm like, here I am doing so well, and I thought I looked kind of good. I knew I needed some work to do, but I get tired during sex, and there was so much stuff going on, and I kind of looked at myself, and I'm done. I've stopped drinking for almost 3 years. And doing drugs, I can do this.
Right.
And I've surrounded myself by people that push me, have that accountability is huge, and the awareness was already there. And now I feel so much better, and I just want to keep that going, because with the healthier, they always say everything's about the diet. And it is, and I'm living proof, but now my energy's better.
Yeah,
my relationship with my kids is better. Our relationship is better.
Yeah, that is the thing, the physical aspect.
The physical aspect is just, if you want to be a better artist, if you want to be a better this, if you want to be a better that, get with God and do all those other things we talked about. But the diet is so important, because the things you eat, like they show that picture of the guy with all the healthy food in his body and he looks kind of good, and then the guy with all the hamburgers and shit in his body. And we had baked ziti last night. I didn't eat it. She went to a movie and had carrots.
Yeah.
It's like my wildest dreams, I would have never thought that could happen, but I'm actually happy. I'm posted my meal prep thing that I'm doing.
Together, that was huge too. It's so helpful.
Yeah, no, I have to add though, like as a caveat to all this, my wife's probably going to listen to this and just roll her eyes at me, because these are the things that she says to me all the time. Like, she's way better.
Her too has been on me forever.
Yeah, and
that's okay. It's, if you finally get the outcome, it may take somebody.
Because it's great for you, but it's amazing for both of us. It's amazing for our family.
Well, we've been trying to do this forever, but we're embracing the fact that we're at now and helping each other. And
that's good.
I'm glad we get to do it together. But it wasn't her first coach. It wasn't the second coach. It was the coach we had now that inspired me, because she looks great.
You're inspiring me right now, because these are conversations that my wife and I are currently having. Like, she's already started.
What is she saying to you?
She's just like, she's starting to buy me this, and she's starting to not buy certain foods in the house and keep them in. And she's starting to tell me that, she knows me. She's going to try to like wean me into it, because she knows that I'm not like a switch guy. I'm like a wean into guy. Like, I got to I don't just jump in the pool sometimes.
Yeah.
No cold turkey for you.
Yeah. I'm just going to go, it's how I was able to quit smoking too. Like, for years. And then I was only able to do it with the vape, and I had to like wean down to 0, and then I did 0 for like a year until I was able to like finally like toss it. That was the only way I was able to ever quit like smoking it.
Bad habit. I did
horrible.
I did
horrible. The worst thing I've ever done in my entire life was be a smoker. Like, I'm so happy that I'm not now.
Right?
Like, I feel so free.
What do they say? Heroin's bad, and cigarettes is almost as bad. I never did heroin, but cigarettes are bad. Yeah, I never did heroin. Cigarettes are bad.
Horrible. It's like the worst thing you could ever, because it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's
so great.
Yeah. And I
smoke a pack before 11 a.m. and it was like, but that's all. kind of like all I did. I felt like it interfered with so
terrible.
much.
It changed your
else.
schedule. I mean, even like
right.
yeah,
It's how does a cigarette do that? But
your
that
mind would
crazy?
be like, okay, I'm in this situation now. Okay, when am I going to be able to have a cigarette?
Yeah,
You know,
everything's
and
better
I
with
got
a
to like,
cigarette,
you know,
everything's
okay, I'm going
quicker.
to find my gap here. I'll be right back. You know what I mean? And like the whole
Such a
time you're
distraction.
thinking about like, when am I going to smoke?
So
And,
consuming.
it was like you're just
Ugh.
handcuffed.
Yeah.
Look in your life, you handcuff your life that way. Now I'm like, I don't even think about it
No, I can't
anymore.
even handle the smell anymore.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I smell like that.
I smell like that.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She's
It's
been
bad.
saying it for years. We talk about that. Sorry, let's say sorry to our wives.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Sorry.
Sorry. We don't mean to do it.
I can say sorry to our wives about a lot of things. Yeah. So, I mean, so we're talking about what to do. You know, she's already doing workouts and stuff like that. And, so she's trying to get me active. Just my schedule is just like, I'm here all the time. And, you know, I was even thinking about doing push-ups at my desk, you know, just to get the blood flowing.
That's a
You know.
thought's the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, but if you're going to be a coach, then
I am a coach. I'm slowly getting into it. I'm going to promote the supplements more. In the Eat, Drink, and Be Local fashion, I have all the businesses. I think we got to get your studio on eatdrinkandbelocal.org.
Mhm.
It's all the businesses that I think there's artists on there. There's bars, there's restaurants. But yeah, and then I go to F45 now. I go to Yoga Joint. I have a personal trainer. I got a personal coach. So I'm like kind of doing my own little mixed cocktail of everything. But the main thing I want to make sure I'm doing is I'm doing something healthy every day, and I'm putting healthy stuff in my body.
Mhm.
I want to have that foundation. So for me, I need to do that. I need to be connected with God, and I got to stay in the middle of AA. So if I can do that, everything else will start to happen. And you know, it's funny. It's not even on my page, but I've gotten to the point now where I don't have to set an alarm for it. I don't have to set a reminder. It happens. I know
Mhm.
right away I'm off because, you know, and I'm starting to learn it now. It's happening with the food. I know I'm off because I put shit in my body.
right.
So I don't even want it anymore. I don't want like the bread and the pastas and all those good things I love. I know that every time, I know what happens when I drink or do drugs.
Pasta.
Yeah, but I know what happens when I do that. I've learned to like brown
An
rice.
hour
and
later,
I've
you
learned,
shut down.
yeah, I
Crazy.
shut down.
Yeah.
I get moody. It's so weird. It's so weird, but I'm just so I'm there
think
and I'm
that happened to me
embracing it.
last
But
night,
it's
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good. It's just not. And you know, to each their own. But I'm happy where I'm at today, and I don't want that to change. Am I going to have pasta again? Yeah. It's
Right.
going to be homemade, and I might go to Valentino's to get it. But it's
Mhm.
you know,
Like
it's,
heirloom pasta. Yeah.
Oh man.
So what's
Yeah.
next for like the EDB? Where do you want to go with that?
Again, I'm in our organic stage right now. I'm growing it organically.
Well, we have the chef shakedown.
We have the chef
Oh, that's
shakedown.
right.
That's
Yep.
Eat, Drink,
It's
and Be
gonna be
Local's
fun.
first
Are you doing
event.
the thing with the, tomorrow night down in the SoFi? You guys going down the SoFi?
No,
No. Okay. You did the chef shakedown.
the chef shakedown
Dude,
is
you
our,
talking about the Lighthouse Point one?
the Lighthouse Point one. I just started
I wanna
advertising
go to that.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on my
Yeah.
our Facebook page is at EDBL Life, and somebody's got Eat, Drink, and Be Local in North Carolina and doesn't do anything with it. So
Really?
yeah, but I got the trademark on it. I can do
Mhm.
anything nationwide, and the EDBL Life. It's a Eat, Drink, and Be Local lifestyle, and you'll find on the Facebook page it's linked to Eventbrite. It's the Chef Shakedown. Thank you, Todd and Val, for Roy, who do the Sobe Seafood Fest and the Sobe Chef Showdown have inspired this. We're doing it local in Lighthouse Point, partnered up with the Yacht Club. The Lighthouse Point magazine's covering it. We got Papa's Pilar Rum as a sponsor, Funky Buddha Brewery, 26 Degree Brewery, Eat, Drink, and Be Local, EDBL Wines is a sponsor. We're raising awareness for missing fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Boyle,
Yep.
the Boyle shop over there. So we're excited about that. Tickets are going to be $100. There's going to be 8 battles. So the customers are going to walk in, have your color-coded token, so there's no cheating. You're going to vote on the taco battle. You're going to vote on, so you put your token in the best, and there's also going to be a battle for an overall winner. Taco battle, Italian battle. Battle Asia will be Papa's Fish House versus Papa's Raw Bar,
Nice.
right? I can't tell you what's going on, although I will know all the recipes. You got Tavolino's in there. So it's a lot of the Eat, Drink, and Be Local people that we support and have synergy with
Mm-hmm.
that we're bringing into this. And then year one is kind of starting off small and organic, but we got 4 bartenders coming in, Kapow and a couple others to be released. The Lighthouse Point Yacht Club will have one of their bartenders,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be a celebrity judge panel. We got Steve Shapiro, local newscaster, news anchor.
Awesome.
Then we got Chelsea Taylor, Bo Eaton's wife, is another great friend of mine.
Very
Peter. But she's pregnant, so she can't judge the alcohol contest, but I'm hoping she's going to MC with me because
I'll
she's
help
a
you judge the
radio
alcohol
voice.
contest.
Yes. Yeah, we're looking for another woman, so we need a celebrity
Yeah,
woman.
I can help you.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Is that what's behind the curtain?
Yeah, there we go. Pull the curtain back, John.
Yeah, we're looking for live auction items. I'm going to hit you up with one, or not live, silent auction items. We got EDBL goodie bags going out to everybody. Everybody's going to get an EDBL wine glass and get to taste your wine. You got your beer, your rum. The bartenders making their drinks. You got that. You got 16 different restaurants and 8 battles. So for $100, most of it's going to go towards a charity. Some of it will help cover the expenses at the yacht
You
club.
won't leave hungry though, for sure.
No, you
or
with
thirsty.
16 different tasters.
Yes.
You might not even eat
It's
them
gonna be a lot
all.
of food.
Right.
Rum, 26 degree Funky Buddha wine, and I think they'll have a little cash bar if that doesn't meet what you need, plus the 4 drinks that the bartenders are making and sampling. So fun event.
That sounds outstanding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great.
And at the showdown in Sobe, they got 800 people who come, I think, with 10 battles, and that's been my favorite event. The South Beach Seafood Festival is great, but the Chef Showdown is like my favorite event in the whole world. Todd and Val inspire me to do everything I do in a business.
Todd
They're
and
a
Val
power
are amazing.
couple. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing, and
They're going to be coming on the show soon too.
I love it. Yeah, love it. They're amazing. Huge mentors of mine.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Us.
Great people.
Yeah.
Great people. Love them to death. And that showdown is phenomenal.
Which we're doing
It
again.
is.
Yeah.
We didn't do it last year.
We're
but
getting
doing
back
it
in the
this year.
battle
Yeah.
this year.
Okay.
We're in Battle Oyster. And I told them we were doing our own battle, and those fuckers didn't call me back, and I started to sweat. And they're like, "Oh, we were just letting you sweat for a little," because I didn't want them to
They
find
know
out on
you so
Facebook
well.
that I'm
Right.
stealing ideas or anything. They inspired us to do something local, and it's because of them that this is happening. And we need something like this in Lighthouse Point too. Lighthouse Point is growing. The yacht club is doing big things.
Yeah, there's new ownership now.
Yeah, new ownership.
Yeah.
They
They're
just kind of
wonderful.
passing things with the city. There's complications and growth as there is everywhere, but
Sure.
they're humming right now. Their energy's great there. They're getting some younger people, some older people, some families. They got a great following over
Great
there.
tennis program.
I love the way it is, the tennis program, and what they're doing. It's going to be amazing. Full fitness center, some townhomes around there. If I had the money, I'd buy my mom a place in there.
Yeah.
But we're so excited.
Yeah,
Lighthouse
right.
Point,
They're doing residences in there.
Residences,
now, right?
yeah.
That's
the
cool.
Lighthouse Point's it started off as like a retirement community, no schools or anything, and it's just turning into we are so blessed to live there. And
Yeah. No, it's a
love it.
beautiful town. It really is. I'm a member of the Lighthouse Point Fishing Club.
Oh, cool.
So we get to go to
So
the
they're
yacht club.
at the yacht club now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they're always at the yacht club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Peter? No, I thought Peter's like the Commodore over there. I think that's his name.
For
Sorry, Peter.
the fishing
And I
club?
think he's involved with the fishing club too.
Possibly. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's a bunch of guys. John Piotrowski is the president. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. The no, I love that chef showdown that they do, and I live paint at that event every year.
Yep.
And it's and I enjoy it. I mean, Miami's not really like the scene, or at least South Beach isn't really like the scene for like a fish painter. I
It's
remember
not
the
a scene for me, but it's a scene.
Yeah, no, for sure. I remember the first year that Todd and Val put because we do a lot with Todd and Val. Because we've been doing the Jimmy Johnson with them since it started.
And that's 9 years ago? How long? When did it start?
Something like that. It's been
Yeah.
it's getting up
7
there.
to 9, yeah.
Yeah. So but they're like, hey, we're doing the South Beach Seafood Festival. You got to come set up. So we set up, and what we noticed was like a lot of people, like a lot of South Beachers, would just walk by and be like, what is that? A picture of a fish? I don't want a fish on my wall, like that kind of thing. Like it's more of like a Pompano Lighthouse Point kind of deal, maybe, or
Yeah.
But I said, you know what we're gonna do to Val? I'm like, I really just want to paint in front of people, and I think we're getting a better response. So she's like, you do whatever you want. So we went up and we painted on stage like one year, and that was great. And we had people coming up to us all day
Like a
long.
canvas
while I
you
was doing
painted,
that.
or
You got to paint a naked woman.
That's
what
what I
you're
was
doing.
thinking.
I was painting a big
100%.
stone crab.
Oh, no.
Right? Yeah. I
For
painted a big
Joe's probably. You got to love
no,
Joe's.
no. I just
No.
painted it. Whatever. I ended
That's
up selling it
amazing.
like down the
Oh,
road.
man,
you know
I
what I mean?
wish
But
I
I was
had
just
that.
painted a huge like stone crab. I'll show you a picture of it when we're done.
Wow.
And yeah, and like people were like coming up
What
to me.
was
I'm
the
like,
stone
I'm
crab
not
made
going
out
to do
of?
fish. I'm going to do something else. And then no, it was just some really kind of like really surreal
canvas?
abstract. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
A big canvas painting, and I just wanted to do it because I wanted to paint it fast. When you live paint, like people don't want to see like the little
Yeah.
it takes
You want the
forever, and like,
action.
well, you're not making any
Yeah.
progress. So what's the point of whole live painting, right? So with this one, I kept it looser. It's just like bigger brush strokes and like crazy like stuff all over like that. So I had actually painted the thing in like 4 hours.
you wear headphones?
Right.
when you paint?
What's that?
Do you listen to music or anything when you paint?
While I was on stage. So the had the live
Oh,
band like right
perfect.
next to me
Okay,
like the whole
nice.
time.
All
Like
right.
what was it, the something All Stars? Oh man, the Spam All Stars, right? Were like on the stage, and those guys were just like throwing down like jam band beats and
Nice.
stuff like that.
When was this?
This was
So
2 years
you're
ago.
talking about the South Beach seafood
festival.
And I didn't even know that was you.
Right.
So we had a tent next to you guys, and you were on the main stage, and you got up there, and you were painting on stage. I remember this.
A big straw hat.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't even now I remember.
That was
it.
3 years
was
ago.
you. That was 3 years ago.
Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, this will be the third. Yeah, so 3 years ago from this event.
Yeah, so last year,
two events ago,
right?
Yeah.
So last year, what I did was I brought the sailfish paintings that I was doing for the bridge up there in the VA. They moved me into the VIP after that, because I think being on stage was like a little cramped for like the musicians, So they were like, "Well, why don't you just go on VIP?"
And that was on Saturday.
That was on Saturday.
Yeah, we had to leave Saturday. It was the first year we made our son's birthday, so we always skipped it.
We had our girls in there, right?
We had our girls in there, but that's why I didn't see it.
But it was fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. That's why, they could, give me a platform like that. And it's just, but that was a better way to approach that. All right,
what are you going to do this year? It's a secret, right?
I don't know yet.
Oh.
I don't know.
Want to paint my wife?
Sure. Hold a couple of crab claws.
Right.
So, but this, I want to, what I was going to say, I mean, we could talk offline about it too, but if you want me to get involved with the one you got going to Lighthouse Point, just whatever, on any level.
Yeah, I would love to. Let's talk afterwards.
Yeah.
Here we are full circle getting back to, Boyle's involved, and I don't know, we got to meet too, and it's for Mission Fishing, but maybe you could come out and do a little live paint there.
Love to. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Do a big like shrimp.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
But why we're at it, Todd and Val, inspiration, motivation. The Jimmy Johnson Fishing Tournament is a whole new level. This year it's moving to Hard Rock.
Completely
the way Hard
new
Rock
level.
got in,
Yep.
they're talking about doing one up in Jersey at the Taj Mahal they took over, and maybe even down God knows where else. Sorry if I'm not supposed to say any of this, but here at the Hard Rock, oh my God, like Hard Rock is huge. The parties that they throw.
Yep.
We're in the gift giving, the gifting suite.
Yep.
Where
We're going to be
fishermen
there
come
too
and get
this year, too.
$5,000 worth of stuff. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I
They've
live
taken
paint a
fishing
guitar every year
tournament.
for that.
Fishermen don't even know what to do when they show up and they're getting all this stuff and the
it's
party.
Fun to see their faces when they're
it's
first.
amazing.
They have, what they've done with this tournament is they completely have flipped the entire industry on its ear.
Right?
And
they're not usually this classy, right?
They have changed. They have changed
Next
everyone's
level.
mindset as to what a fishing tournament should be.
Yeah, our buddy
And
Mike is the
great.
CFO, the chief fishing officer of Hard Rock. I mean, they have and I think it's an official title now. That like it's the real deal. You know Mike
Right.
Smith, right?
Yeah.
This is
Bruce and everything does a great job, and like even the way Chris Osceola gets involved. I mean, it's like really great to see.
I think Bruce is working on like a documentary of all this. So there's lots of fun stuff going on, and just Hard Rock again. The Hard Rock is. I learned the other day that Tampa was like the highest producing casino, maybe in the nation or world. Couldn't believe it, but then it makes sense that there's so much competition in Vegas, and at this new Guitar Hotel and the cabanas and the 400-yard pool, it's just.
It's insane.
It's crazy. We just flew back from the Carolinas and we flew over that guitar, and that thing's
it's a landmark for our town.
I mean,
so,
there was quite a few people on the plane pointing at it. Like, wow,
it's
look at
crazy.
that,
Our friend's doing the plumbing on there. What's Chris's plumbing company? Ferguson Plumbing.
Nice.
It's like one of the bigger projects that they've been doing. It's
it's got to be a good.
You think it'll be
for
ready
sure.
though in October?
I think it's already kind of ready.
I think they're ready.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Yeah, I think they're ready. I mean, I've enjoyed working with Hard Rock. I've enjoyed working with Todd and Val and the tournament for all these years. I mean, it's amazing to see where it started and some of the things that they went through early on to where they are now and how they've championed that entire mission.
And now where they're at now, it's kind of like almost starting over because it's so big.
Right.
This is a new beast. And now
It's
where are they going to go?
It's a
I'm
great
so
way
excited
to describe it. It's
so
a new
excited
beast.
to see where this goes. And who better than Todd and Val to manhandle this with the team that they have?
Yeah. No, they're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best. I mean, they're the best.
Yeah.
What other way are you going to put it?
Yeah.
So cool. So connected by water.
Here we flow.
Here we flow. I want to thank you guys for coming out today.
Thanks you.
Thanks for having us.
Seriously, this has been
Thank
awesome.
you, John.
And I want to thank you for actually, coming on and not sitting over
I
there
was
on the
not
couch.
expecting, but I had fun. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Yeah, man.